Welcome to the full experience, where we take 4 episodes to talk about 4 episodes of a television show in order to see if we can sort of speak intelligently, get the sense of what that TV series was about. We are watching 24. This time we're talking about season 1, episode 24, 11 p.m. to midnight. It is the ultimate episode, the highest rated episode on imdb.com. I'm Tom Merritt. He's Brian Brushwood.
Tom, one of my favorite things about the full experience is that we go in knowing full well that we are not being fair to any of these shows. We are simply experiencing them by a very simple algorithm. We're only going to watch the first, ultimate, lowest, and last. I judge America's taste. This was the highest rated. I will vouch for the fact that in terms of every so often things line up and it's as though a show was built to fit into the full experience. The previously on, great. From now on, all shows, if you don't mind, say, "Hi, I'm Jack Bauer. See, my character went through this and that, and this is what I'm worried about at this moment. My wife, there's somebody I don't know who might be betraying me within CTU. Let's see what happens."
Here she is.
Yeah. Loved it. That was great. That fit fantastic.
The previous, I felt like first of all, I've never seen 24. And Brian has. So I am going from watching episode 1 to this. The previously on told me nothing. I already guessed the wife and daughter were going to get targeted. So that wasn't a shock. And then it told me there was a mole inside, which wasn't too much of a surprise. And I guess it tipped its hand that it was Nina. So I'm like, oh, I guess it's Nina. So I got that out of it. But I'm like, what else happened it feels like nothing else happened for the past 23 episodes.
Yes. So essentially, it reinforces. Now, if what you want, notice that the goal of the full experience is not to enjoy the thing. It is to know if we pretty much watched it and we know its strengths.
Yep.
Tom, so far, the full experience has been a scathing indictment of 24. And it's making me think that in terms of a roller coaster ride, it seems like it was pretty fun. But like the action shootouts, like, okay, so you get the sum up, and then it's like, oh, Dennis Hopper, and then you think retroactively, I bet that was a neat surprise when he turned out to be a villain.
Yeah,
it's like all of the interesting things of 24 are just implied in the background.
The only surprise for me is that he was Russian. Because I wrote in my note, Russians. Ooh, Russian Dennis Hopper. Cool.
Are you surprised that they allowed him to use that terrible Russian accent? It's so terrible.
No, it's very bad. But I guess I'm not surprised. You implied last time when we talked about the pilot that not many people are going to be making it to the end. Who's gone?
You know what? Okay, well, we got introduced to
the not boyfriend, but the 2 guys who took the daughter, and then they didn't drive her home. So I'm like, okay, she's getting abducted. They're gone. Yep. And then the so-called father,
the dad,
who was, kind of, I was like, I'm a little suspicious of him. I don't know if he was involved because he's not around, but obviously the mom got taken. Although the mom is back safely by this point, just the daughter is still gone.
Right. And when I said that, I didn't know whether or not Nina had even made it to the end of this season.
She does.
Yeah, she does.
So I'm like, I think everybody that I noted other than those 2 were here, which makes me think, oh, I bet you get to know a lot more people who then die in the meantime.
Which leads to the real star of the show. My favorite artifact of this, I'm going to assume, and I have vague memories of the senator's wife being wildly unlikable in agonizing twisting ways.
Oh, really?
We are made to suffer. So as a result, it is a fist pumping hooray for the senator for dressing her down, for telling her, damn it, woman, don't you know your place? I'm the man. You are being disrespectful. Like, that was a hooray thing. Oh, but stripped of all that context, Tom,
It did not play that way for me.
That was amazing. I ain't never said that was a popcorn eating gift moment in the full experience history.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I did write, wait, Senator Palmer's dead? Like, I'm pretty sure he keeps going in this. And then, of course, it's immediately like, oh, they're faking it. I'm like, okay. Apparently, I missed Jack Bauer saving his life twice over the course of the season, so that was good to know. And then I'm like, is Terry dead? She was in the previously on. Where is she? And then they finally reveal her. So all the stuff that you would have already known, like, does get revealed, but it gets kind of revealed backwards if you're only watching this. It also seemed terribly unbelievable that Jack wouldn't have caught on that Nina was the mole.
Well, yes, I think if I remember correctly, and again, this is kind of cheating. Well, I don't know, maybe in the cultural gestalt. I think we see the noose tightening around her and it's thrilling, like she almost gets caught a few times or something. But what this felt like, imagine you were trying to understand why people like a game of football, but then you were only allowed to watch touchdowns.
Right.
And you didn't even necessarily know what team was scoring. You just saw a lot of touchdowns. And then somebody turns to you and says, that was the highest rated football game of all time.
Most amazing game ever. Yeah.
And it's like, I'll have to believe you.
Yeah.
Seemed like a lot of touchdowns happened.
They did show me the clock. So I knew time was counting down. I did write at 11 minutes and 12 seconds into this episode, I don't have the suspense. Like, I was aware, like, there is more suspense that has been built up over 23 episodes than I am having right now. I thought it was interesting. And I wasn't sure. I was like, is it more believable that he'd take revenge if he thought his daughter was dead, or would he just break down? And then they kind of showed me both. They're like, yeah, he breaks down and then wants revenge. I'm like, okay, that part was good. I didn't understand why Nina didn't just kill Terry. Like, they established that Nina is not going to shy away from shooting someone minutes before when she shot the security guard. Then she takes forever to kill Terry. And then eventually she does shoot her, trying to kill her.
I mean, you know the answer, even as you speak these questions.
Besides the obvious plot preserving reason?
Yeah, no, that's where we're at.
Yeah. I thought it was nice that one of the LA cops had a thick Boston accent. That was fun. Maybe he just moved. I don't know. I was sad that Jamie committed suicide, but I don't know who Jamie was.
Yeah. What's funny is seeing the head spinning exhaustion on all the characters. Like, most of this, may I remind you, Tom, the highest rated episode in the entire run of the series, like fully 10 minutes of this hour is just characters saying, whoa, this day, my head is spinning, man. A lot happened today. It's like, great. Thank goodness we're seeing your amazement on this, the highest rated episode.
The final shootout through the windshields was kind of cool.
Kind of.
That was kind of a cool scene. It was fun for me when he was like, Walsh, Jamie, Ellis. And I was like, ooh, I think I know who Jamie is, because they referenced her earlier.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. They're all like, we've got a mole. Who knows? Outside of me, name. Those sound like 3 beats that cannot involve you. Go.
Although in some ways, like George Mason, like, I was very familiar with his character from the beginning. I was very familiar with Cassidy Yates, the Senator Palmer's wife. I was very familiar with most of the folks. They did a good job of introducing them, and they're almost all important at the end. There was the one guy that Nina's like, or Jack is like, he'll do it if you ask him, Nina. And there's like a relationship between Nina and that guy's like, are you still sleeping with Jack? I think we see him briefly, but he doesn't have anything to do with the plot in this episode.
Yeah. Okay. Russians stand around and say, where's Jack? And they get shot.
Yeah.
Nina.
The police are like, we know where the daughter came from. And we hear a bunch of shots, but we're not moving in.
There is a bit of a technological no freaking way in 2001 moment when it's like a digital copy. You just need the override. Get it to me. Full SD video appears on a dashboard magic camera. Or
he did all that without CarPlay or Android Auto. It was
exactly right.
Yeah.
So there's that. But even if we forgive the tech bandwidth, like I don't even know how it got there. That's fine. But on top of that, the more
he was using Ricochet. They were using Ricochet modems. Those were around.
Well, here's what I loved is that screen popping out on there. That was not a sci-fi trope. They sold those back in the day, but it was before it was extraordinarily gauche to watch movies while driving your car. This is like, that was the novel thing, is like you could buy those and just watch movies while you drove around.
Pop in a DVD
but it was before the world became horrified with that behavior. And then, then they became like, they wouldn't run. Like the next year, they wouldn't run while you were driving. And if you were cool, you had a friend who could get you one that would play. But so that was kind of like seeing a doctor smoke cigarettes in that moment.
Yeah, for sure. And now you just need a friend to hack your CarPlay screen if you want to watch anything while you're.
Oh, is that a thing?
It's a thing. Yeah, it can be done. Bummer ending.
Yeah, this is the beginning of there was always every last episode. You knew that there was going to be a terrible price for like whatever good thing happened. It couldn't all be good, just a little bit at the end. And also the beginning of kind of at the end of the season mic drop. So now I'm realizing.
And nobody's safe, right? Like obviously Jack Bauer's safe because he's the main character, at least for the first few seasons, I assume. But killing Terry was a surprise for me. I'm like, oh, I assumed she was going to barely survive. So yeah.
They, I guess I can spoil this. What I thought was the end tag on this one, I guess, was season 2's end tag. Season 2. Like, how do you beat this? With a nuclear bomb.
I heard it. It's not really a spoiler because I remember everybody talking about that. Yeah.
Although the end tag was like, even after they deal with the nuclear bomb, just in time for the mid-season break, then they come back and they're like, and they're also going to assassinate the president. And then they didn't. And then the very last thing is, congratulations, Mr. President, you're alive. Shake hands. Oh, I suddenly have diseased hands and I'm dying. And then that was the big thing.
I thought you were going to say the nuclear bomb went off behind him and he just slowly walked.
Actually, that happens.
I almost would have been disappointed if it hadn't.
Season 2, I believe, or maybe it's season 3, in which he kicks heroin in about 3 hours. He's going through
expedient.
withdrawal. Yes. 3 episodes. They're all like, and you're addicted to heroin. And then he literally takes a pill and then is fine the rest of the season.
The anti-heroin pill?
Yes.
Okay. Honestly, these 2 episodes made a nice bookend. I do feel like I got the story of season 1, even though I missed out on a lot of the twists and turns and the tensions and everything. It does imply to me that 24 is definitely a roller coaster ride you want to take, that just looking at the beginning of the line and the people getting off at the end is not giving you the thrill that you would get. But I'm with you, man. I'm like, this is the highest rated episode. I guess it's just because it's the finale of the first story. And the first
Yes.
story is always the best story in these kinds of stories.
Well, and I guess we've seen versions of the same thing where the highest rated episode was clearly just because it was the last episode. Like that MASH episode was not a good episode of MASH.
You mean the finale?
Yeah.
Because we'll do the ultimate episode. We'll do the second highest episode as ultimate if the finale is the highest, and often the finale is the highest.
Was that one rated the highest?
I think it was. Yeah, I think with MASH it was because it was the wrap up to everything, and that often happens. I don't know. Maybe we're just spoiled in a world where more shows have stakes than they used to. Maybe Terry dying at the end here is a bigger deal when this first airs. Because happy endings are much more common in 2001.
Yeah. And it is worth noting the kind of cultural moment of that.
I say 2001, but I guess this is 2002, but still point stands. I did not give you the first aired for this because I think that is important. First aired May 21st, 2002.
Oh yeah. This would have been peak devil may care. We gotta take down terrorism.
Yeah, for sure. And people starting to kind of get over the trauma of it too. So
yeah, but it was at peak simmering rage.
Did you have to take your shoes off yet? Had we already had the shoe bomber at that point?
No.
I can't remember. I don't think so because I think that came much later. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's all I got.
Yeah, man. To be honest, it's like I'm kind of surprised that there's less to. I mean, they filled an hour, but it was literally like it was 10 minutes of pew pew. It was 10 minutes of oh, and it was 10 minutes of damn it, woman.
I still wasn't sure why the police didn't go in when they heard gunshots. Or if they didn't hear them, why didn't they hear them? Because they rescue the daughter. She tells them exactly where folks are. They say, create a perimeter, but don't go in yet. We're on our way. Because these are, crazy people. And then they hear gunshots and they don't do anything.
Yeah, I would imagine I can hand wave that.
I want you to give me a reason to hand wave that.
Protocol.
Protocol. Okay.
Like if they have a procedure for it, and the procedure does not involve getting lured in to what may be a trap just because you hear a gunshot.
Got it. It's like, no, the reason we told you to hold back is because there might be gunshots. So if you hear a gunshot, just hang on. We're on our way.
Right. We are this is where you get to lean on the remember events are in real time.
Yeah. And we are the experts in this. So don't go breaking my heart.
Don't go breaking my heart. Do not.
We are going to jump 8 years into the future for the next episode.
I would love to believe like just everyone's a cyborg.
Our lowest rated episode, which I'm fascinated to see.
I think I'm gonna love it because at this point, Tom, the original storytelling engine, which has not served them well so far in the full experience, if that's so busted they tried something crazy that everyone hated, decent chance we end up loving it because it'll be like that West Wing situation.
It's a non-zero chance. Here's the odd thing. It is season 8, episode 9, day 8, midnight to 1 a.m.
Yeah, that's what they did. That's what they did today. And keep in mind, it's not a straight week. I mean, years pass in between. But
this is episode 9.
Oh, wait. I thought it was the first episode of season 8.
No, It's episode 9. I'm actually doing a little quick backtracking.
Maybe that's what everyone was mad about.
In IMDb right now. Episode 1. Actually, why am I not in series graph? Episode 1 starts at 4 p.m. in season 8. Yeah, maybe that's why everybody's mad.
Yeah, there's no other ones that are a solid day, I don't think. One starts at noon.
Okay. They start at different times.
Yeah.
Thank
They
you,
start at
Ernest.
different times during the day, but it's still a 24-hour day.
Still at 24 hours, but we start at different points in the story. I guess that kind of makes sense.
It also leans into the fact that further seasons don't adhere to the strict timing that the first season did. The first season, driving from Valencia to downtown LA would be in 40 minutes or whatever. Later seasons, they start shortening those little gaps and things like that.
Yeah.
They lean away from the events are ish in real time.
Events happen in real time mostly.
The clock becomes less of a character and more of a theme. Because in
This
the
is
first
all
season,
happening
it's a
in
definite
24
character.
hours ish.
Yeah, the clock is a character of its own in the first season.
Definitely,
it becomes less so as it goes along.
So yes, season 8, episode 9, day 8, midnight to 1 a.m. is the lowest rated episode, and we will watch that next. You get the full experience earlier if you're a patron. So you'll get it at 11 p.m., not at midnight. Just become a patron and get all these episodes and get to weigh in on which ones we talk about. You'll get the after talk where we discuss which ones to do next. That's all available at patreon.com/Cordkillers. We'll talk to you next time. Bye, everybody.